some of you may have been saying, wow, best decks in the format. Wow, sleeper decks in the format. How creative is that? You can do better than that. And the reality is, I haven't seen much of this in the video space, specifically towards Modern. Yes, obviously, there are some specific decks that everybody knows. Temur Breach, Boros Energy, the different Ketramos builds, whether it's Black-White Blink, Esper Blink. Heck, even Boros Energy has become a Mardu Energy list playing Ketramos at times. And of course, there is the Eldrazi ramp list as well that kind of fill out the top decks in the format. And of course, Dimir Midrange still sticking around in this format. Now, we have to be keeping our eyes towards the future because coming up here in March, we in fact have another ban and restricted announcement. And it'll be interesting to see what they ultimately do here. Now, of course, in a previous video, I have in fact stated that I think Grinding Station Underworld Breach needs a ban. Specifically, I highlighted Underworld Breach being the one that was most likely going to get banned out of the Temur Breach list. My on-the-radar cards besides Underworld Breach, Mox Opal would probably be, yeah, we have to think about Ketramos. I mean, Ketramos is generally fine, I think. You know, Dismember gets it, Exiling it gets it. In terms of Path to Exile, Prismatic Ending, as much as Prismatic Ending is a true cost of doing business, you're starting to see a rise of some of these domain lists, specifically trying to, using the Thrall to go ahead and tax ETBs in this format, which is a pretty solid option. However, Ketramos does look a little problematic. It's a card that really just makes mid-range lists go over the top in terms of their card advantage. Now, Black-White Blink was kind of just fine, if not good, with Overlord being its main piece of card advantage. Adding Ketramos has definitely raised the bar for this deck in terms of expectations. It really just creates so many opportunities to draw cards. And exiling stuff from graveyards, exiling things from the battlefield has always been a Modern thing. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to ban it, but we have seen cards such as Up the Beanstalk be problematic before. Now, granted, that was more problematic because on Enter the Battlefield, it drew a card. And then on top of that, you printed the Evoke Elementals, which seems to also be a problem with Ketramos, specifically with Solitude. Another card you can look at, of course, is Sowing Mycospawn. That card has in fact been a terror and might take over the format if you ban some of the other stuff. Having access to that level of land destruction is just such a house. But I think one thing we can all agree on is that the ban and restricted announcements having specific dates throughout the year is a bit ridiculous. Not being able to move at the pace that you need to move to be able to deal with the problems of a format isn't good for anyone, as much as you're trying to promote a health of a format and people being able to specifically know that if they purchase their cards that they will be in the format of which they choose to play them. I just think that in a faux capitalistic state that we currently live, that if you believe that and you believe you're going to receive a financial value on your investment that is equal to what you put in, you unfortunately are naive in that case. And on top of that, there's 6 new standard sets coming out this year, multiple that are using Universes Beyond, and they really just want to bleed us dry of our money. That's how it works. That being said, I still play and love this game. So here we are.